There is a star in the sky so bright we mistook it for one. It isn't a star. It's a black hole the size of our solar system, eating a galaxy alive and shining with the light of 1 trillion suns while it does it. Not metaphorically. That light took 10 billion years to reach your eyes. We think the universe is a vast empty ocean, sprinkled with peaceful islands of galaxies. But it's an illusion. Most atoms aren't in galaxies at all. They drift in between, in the intergalactic medium. Gas spreads out from every galaxy like the roots of a massive tree, gravity funneling fresh mass into a dense cosmic forest of hydrogen and helium. This is the raw material of creation, flowing inward to build stars. But look closer, and you see who's really in charge. Quasars, the single most powerful objects in existence. As small as a grain of sand next to the Amazon River, they sit in the hearts of some galaxies and outshine 1 trillion stars. They're so violent, they can kill the galaxy that made them. What are they? And how do they reshape the universe at their whim? It started as a scream. In the 1950s, astronomers picked up loud radio waves from tiny dots all over the sky. Quasi-stellar radio sources. Dots like stars, but wrong. Some flickered. Some fired X-rays. All of them raced away at over 30% the speed of light. The only answer was worse than the question. They weren't fast. They were far. So far, the expansion of the universe was dragging them away. These weren't stars. They were the burning cores of galaxies, billions of light years gone. And it gets crazier. To look that bright from that distance, they had to be thousands of times brighter than the entire Milky Way. Monsters, screaming into the void with a violence no one thought possible. We've now found over 1 million, nearly all of them ancient, because looking far into space means looking far back in time. And quasars ruled the young universe, peaking 10 billion years ago. Then they went quiet. So how could a baby galaxy shine like that? Not stars. There weren't nearly enough. There's only one engine violent enough. A supermassive black hole feeding. Here's the cruel joke. The brightest things in the universe are powered by the darkest. But the light doesn't come from inside the black hole. It comes from the last screams of everything falling in. Matter spirals toward the event horizon at nearly light speed, slamming and grinding into a whirlpool called an accretion disk, heated to hundreds of thousands of degrees. A black hole rips up to 60 times more energy out of matter than nuclear fusion in the core of a star, because it steals from gravity itself. And these things eat like nothing else. A typical quasar swallows 1 to 100 Earths of gas every minute. 10 billion years ago, the universe was 1/3 of its size, the gas packed tighter, the filaments feeding the monsters a banquet, and they vomited insane amounts of light in return. But the strangest part is what comes back out. The most violent quasars build jets, twisting magnetic fields into a narrow cone and firing beams of matter across space, plumes hundreds of thousands of light years long. A single point, smaller than a grain of sand, carving a scar across the universe, wider than a galaxy. But a quasar can't feast for long, maybe a few million years, because the feast kills its galaxy, not by blowing it up, by something quieter and worse. Stars are born from cold gas that relaxes and collapses, but a quasar is the hottest thing for 100,000 light years. It heats the gas until the atoms move too fast to fall together, and hot gas cannot form stars. Then it finishes the job, shoving the leftover gas clean out of the galaxy, starving itself and stripping away the material for every star still waiting to be born. The galaxy is still there, but it will never be the same. It's been switched off. And strangely, that might be why we exist. Too many stars means too many supernovae, planets burned sterile. Without the monster forcing the galaxy to go cold and quiet, life may never have had its chance. The predator that kills galaxies may also be the reason you're alive to hear this. Which brings us home, because this may have already happened to us. At the center of the Milky Way sleeps a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius, a star 4 million times the mass of the Sun. Dormant now. But to grow that heavy, it almost certainly ate. Our galaxy may have been a quasar once, a killer that doesn't remember its own crime, because galaxies churn like sand on a beach and erase their history. And it's not over. In a few billion years, the Milky Way will collide with Andromeda, pouring fresh gas onto our sleeping monster. We've watched it elsewhere. Over 100 double quasars igniting in galaxies mid-collision, 2 black holes sinking into one, throwing up dust and stars in every direction. Sagittarius A star could wake up. No one alive will see it, but some being in the far future may look up and watch 2 galaxies bleed light as their black holes reignite. A birth and an execution at the same time. The universe is not a calm ocean. The brightest things in it are the hungriest. And the light you find most beautiful is almost always something dying 10 billion years ago, only now reaching you. Look at it while you can.